And so this video begins in Newcastle, Indiana. Right here, the parking lot of the original Jack's Donuts. Just 2 blocks away from my grandparents' house. This is a Newcastle staple. It's a Henry County institution. It's a tradition to always come here and get donuts and coffee. My dad used to come here when he was a little boy, and so did I, and my whole entire family grew up with Jack's Donuts. So I thought we'd begin here. Mornings are for coffee and contemplation, as Hopper once put it in Stranger Things. All right, can I also get...
How many donuts did you have?
Oh, just 2. Just two vanilla twists. Can I also get medium hot coffee, just black? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome if it's your first time. I'm Tampa J, and I have my piping hot caffeinated beverage. This is for Adam. I'm gonna take my first sip on camera for you. Let's see how piping hot it is. Oh yeah, hot and good. Well, thanks for clicking on the video, guys. I just want to thank everyone for being so amazing to me, always. I appreciate you, and again, I'm sorry. I know it's a hard time. Thank you for all the support and love. I thought today, I'm here in my hometown staying with my mom. Today, she's at work, and I'm gonna meet up with her later for dinner. But I have a lot of time to kill, and I thought today I would head up to Muncie to check out the Bob Ross experience. Bob Ross, the joy of painting. Do I really need... He does not need an introduction. Huge fan of Bob Ross since I was a kid. I was watching just 2 blocks down. My grandparents live here. Their house right down there where my mom grew up. My mom actually used to work here. Side note. This is the old Dairy Queen building, now the Dairy King, only open during the summer. Side note back to it. I was a little kid watching Bob Ross right down the street at my grandparents' house. Little did I know, they were filming that show, that television show, in Muncie, Indiana, which is only a half hour north of here on State Road 3. Just recently found out that the Bob Ross experience is an attraction, and you can also go inside the studio where he painted all of his paintings and where they filmed that show. We're gonna go check that out today. It opens around, I think it opens around 11 o'clock. It's still a little early. We're gonna head up there, we're gonna check that out. We're gonna try to have some fun today and go on an adventure, and just I hope you enjoy it. I gotta be honest with you, I'm still not 100%. I don't think I ever will be, but I know we can do this together and we can have fun. I hope you enjoy the video. Thank you for always being here. As I always start these videos, there's much ahead. Let's do it. Oh, it's so fresh. It smells so good. You want some? Here you go. Take a bite. There you go. I bet you wish you could. And just several nights before Christmas, I was able to revisit the Castle, my hometown movie theater, recently restored and reopened. My mom and I watched the Santa Claus right here the other night, and that was amazing. Got to get in there for the first time in a long time. This is the last bite. 2 donuts gone. I don't typically do that for breakfast, but I decided to give myself a treat. Those are so good. And just up the street here in Newcastle, the old Coca-Cola bottling factory. This old yellow brick building sits vacant. Coca-Cola bottling logo there. All in limestone. It's a really nice building. It's 41 degrees here in Indiana right now on this December 27th Saturday. As you can see, it's very gray. It's abnormally warm. It's typically a little cooler this time of year. We had like a heat wave. It was 55 degrees the other day on Christmas. And this old barn right here belonged to my great-grandparents. This is their old farm. When my dad was a kid, he lived on this farm. There's pictures of my dad and my aunt and my uncle right here. Welcome to Luray, Indiana. Most likely the smallest town in Indiana, settled by my ancestors from Luray, Virginia. There's a church, a couple houses, and a farm. That's it. And we have reached downtown Muncie, Indiana. You may remember many months back, earlier this year, I stopped here to showcase this original Speedy McDonald's sign in front of one of Indiana's oldest McDonald's. Check that out. Doesn't look the same, does it? It's very zen looking now. But I was last here and I showed the sign. It was during the day. It's still a little overcast. They still have the sign on. I have not seen one of these lit up. The original out in California, of course. Hope to see that sign someday. I've been planning on doing that. We do a lot of food history on this channel. It's always cool to see these signs because I think there's only like, I want to say 12, maybe 15 of these signs left in the entire world. There's one right here in Muncie, Indiana. If you're in town, check it out. Used to come up to Muncie with my grandpa and he would take me to Showbiz Pizza. It was either Showbiz Pizza or Tex Critters. It was a long time ago. I just remember the animatronic show terrifying me. I would give anything to go back and relive those terrifying moments. Why? I don't know. It would be fun, right? Welcome to the channel. Never seen a house quite like this one. This is Monroe Street. Just a couple blocks around the corner from the McDonald's. That is a unique Victorian home right there. Pretty neat. Never seen one like that. It's got stained glass too. Also on Monroe Street, Monroe in Maine, the Muncie Masonic Temple. Very nice building. It's gigantic. All right, guys, here on the northwest side of downtown Muncie, we come to 620 West Minnetrista Boulevard. This brick building right across the street here, you can see the sign. This is the Bob Ross Experience / The Joy of Painting studio. Bob Ross's iconic show, mostly filmed right here in this building. And now it's a cool attraction and we can come experience the magician himself, Bob Ross. A few years back, actually several, I visited Bob Ross's grave in Orlando. He's buried on the north side of Orlando. And little did I know that day when I went out to pay my respect to Bob, I would show up to his gravestone, his resting place, on his birthday. He was born on October 29th. Did not realize that. I just so happened to go over there on that day. I was going to HHN that night, October 29th. I think it was like 2017. And it took me forever to find Bob Ross's grave. I parked right by it, coincidentally, and kept walking right by it. And then I think it took me like an hour. There's a video of this. And then once I got there, I found his resting place. And then it said October 29th, birthday, right there. I was like, wow, what a magical moment. And then it didn't stop. A man pulled up in a car right behind mine, about 100 yards away. He gets out. He's wearing a Bob Ross shirt. And he says, he sees me standing over the grave. And he's walking my way. And he says, oh, you're here to see my brother. It was Bob Ross's brother, Alan Ross. Such a great experience. I got to talk to him about Bob. He gave me a photograph, a personal photograph he took of him in Bob's house in Orlando. I still have that photo today. I just wanted to set that up and tell that story. A lot of people have visited Bob Ross's gravesite, including Adam the Woo. And I actually parked right over here. There's a nice little parking lot. We were actually on the Delaware County Fairgrounds. There's a lot of stuff out here, a lot of historic homes, living history stuff that you can do. But it sits right here beside this one-way street and the White River. The White River runs all the way through Indianapolis. All right, they're open 9 to 5. On Sundays, 12 to 5. Closed Monday and Tuesdays. And open Wednesdays and Thursdays, 9 to 5 also. And I think we just walk right through here. Let's get crazy. All right, let's see what happens. Oh, wow, this is nice. Hello. How you doing? All right, so they do encourage you to come ahead with your ticket, but you can purchase a ticket on the kiosk right there like I just did for 15 bucks. Not a bad price. And we're gonna start out right here. I think over there is the studio. We'll eventually get there. It says here, creating the joy of painting, arriving in Muncie in 1983, and a Datsun camper drove into Muncie carrying a little-known art instructor named Bob Ross and his business partner, Annette Kowalski. Although it was old and rusty, the truck was filled with paints, canvases, and easels ready to unlock the creativity of those lucky enough to join Bob in a painting class. That's really cool. It says right here, we are standing in the Lucius L. Ball home where Bob Ross filmed The Joy of Painting before it was the WIPB television studio. This frame house was the home of Lucius, the oldest Ball brother, and his wife, Sarah. We are just on the south side of Ball State University. Looks like this is Helen Ball on the steps of this house. And there's Lucius and Helen about to go for a bike ride. And here's Bob guiding Ed Ball's painting during a 1991 exhibit and opening. That's special. In the first room to the right, looks like we've got a nice little living room set up. Here on the TV tray, looks like someone was painting along at home. I remember the old box TV. That's what I watched Bob Ross for the first time on. Just 20 miles south of here, and look at this. This is amazing. Adam's here. Back to the Future 2. Okay, it says push the button to change the channel. That's cool.
His complete dedication to painting and teaching others to paint was the driving force. What ultimately led to Bob's unprecedented success hosting a painting program was his unwavering belief that anyone could learn to paint.
You often hear that to be an artist you have to be blessed with your own talent. I think Bob sort of reversed that notion.
There's some of Bob's paintings in here. Look at this. Untitled Original Bob Ross Artifact, completed in 1991. It was painted right here in this building. That's the closest I've ever been to a real Bob Ross painting. That's amazing. Got a Life magazine with Molly Ringwald on here. Yeah, we're definitely going back into the 80s. You can do anything that you believe you can do, and I know you can do this. I'm pretty sure my grandma had this Bob Ross chia pet in her window. Also, just south of here. It's amazing. Sharing the screen, almighty mountains and forested valleys filled Bob's landscape paintings on The Joy of Painting, but he knew that other subjects might better feed the soul of some viewers. Bob invited guest artists onto his show to paint portraits, and Annette Kowalski demonstrated her skill at painting flowers during season 29, episode 10, Pot of Posies. Even when he stuck on landscape, Bob didn't try to be the only example for his viewers. Local artist Dana Jester frequently joined Bob, and so did Bob's son Steve. Alright, I am nerding out here with the VHS tapes. We got Splash here. That's amazing.
Hi, I'm glad you could join me today. You sort of caught me piddling around here a little bit. This being the last show of this series, I thought maybe, I tell you what, I get so many cards and letters from people all over the country saying, Bob, what should I do if I'm in the middle of a painting and I decide I don't like it, or God forbid it goes sour? Well, I don't like to start off with something you haven't already done, so let me show you what you can do at home if you're not happy with a painting and if it's not going just the way you want it. You know, over and over again I say, we don't make mistakes, we have happy accidents. So today, let's have a happy accident and see what we can make out of it.
This is called Snowfall Magic, and it's breathtaking. Look at this scene. Looks like Bob painted this season 19, episode 1. Beautiful. Alright, so it looks like next stop we're going to go upstairs and then eventually into the studio, which is over there to the left. This one looks familiar. I think I remember Bob painting this. It says undated. It's beautiful. It's called Enchanted Falls. Oh wow, look at all these, even smaller paintings. Everything, the imagination, experimenting with talents, being creative. These things to me are truly the windows to your soul. Each of the canvases you see on this wall was painted by a certified Ross instructor. So these were not painted by Bob, but to the untrained eye, really good stuff. Okay, let's get crazy. So this is the Bob Ross workshop, and you can sign up and you can take a painting class to paint just like Bob Ross. Look at this. It looks like JD recently painted this. This is beautiful. If you told me Bob Ross painted that, I'd be like, yeah, he did. All you need to do is pick up the brush, create a vision in your mind, and start painting. Imagination is like any other muscle in your body. The more you practice, the better it becomes. It says it right there. It's really cool. I think it's just some examples. Oh wow, this is cool. I would love to take a class. That would be amazing. Here's a painting in here, freshly made. Calling all certified Ross instructors. You can contribute to our happy little forest with your own painting of a tree. Just ask the guide downstairs for a canvas. That's cool. Below here it says, this is your world. Nature inspired Bob's paintings. The back of his house in Muncie was almost entirely made of glass, giving him a clear view of the wildlife who visited his backyard pond. So yeah, Bob obviously had to live here in Muncie. I wonder where his house is. I wonder if we could find it. Every day's a good day when you paint. Got the aprons there. Looks like the gallery continues. Nestled cabins. All you need is a big 1-2 inch brush, a little imagination, and some practice, and you can paint fantastic paintings. Bob Ross. Bob Ross was in the Air Force. He was actually a drill instructor before he started painting. Grew up in the Daytona Beach area. As you walk through the gallery, you may notice that some paintings look almost identical. While this could be attributed to Bob Ross's imagination and love of familiar themes, there's also a practical reason for these similarities. Before each season, Bob painted several scenes he planned to recreate on air. During filming, one of these paintings sat just off camera, visible to Bob, but unseen by viewers. Serving as his reference after the season wrapped, he created a third version for the instructional book available to viewers at home. So sometimes he painted 3 times. Nestled cabin. This one's in a case. Series 16, episode 2, painted on air during filming. It's really pretty. I love to see old barns. Grandpa's barn. Look at that. Series 15, episode 3, 1988. Alright, so we've seen everything there is to see upstairs. Now we're going to head down to the studio. Welcome back. Bob Ross and WIPB filmed Series 2 through 15 of The Joy of Painting in the former living room of the Lucius L. Ball home. And here it is. Wow, the cameras are still rolling. This is where Bob Ross, it's still set up the same. That's amazing. Here's some of his brushes. Original Bob Ross artifacts. Some of the paint tubes here. And a little bit of sap. Green, just a little sap green. Because green is a very dangerous color, and his painting, his voice was just so calming. It was just a very therapeutic show all the way around, just to hear him talk and give detail and paint. So this is where upstairs they were talking about it being off camera so he could have a reference. The real talent behind all this is not me, it's these people. This crew made it work. Love that. Original Bob Ross easel. That's freaking awesome. That's it. Yeah, they got 2 big cameras here. And I believe these were used to film the show. Down here on the monitor, it's the little details that make your paintings better. make you happier. So his stand is rather a ladder. It's being held down with a cinder block there, being weighted down on this platform. Also, oh, here's the little bucket that he would slap his brush in. That's the little bucket he'd slap his brush in. That's amazing. Oh, and it says right here on the trash can below it, on the show, Bob used the side of his easel to beat the devil out of his brushes, splattering paint all over the floor. But in his instructional books, he recommended the neater method of drying brushes against the Bob Ross beater rock inside the wastebasket. I think this is one of his beater rocks. You can see the paint. See the paint down here? Oh my gosh. This was all splattered paint by Bob Ross. That's cool. Yeah, right here. He was slapping his brush right there. Had no idea what this room looked like. How many times have we watched the show? Had no idea it was filmed in a living room. And behind the curtain to the right, there's a fireplace, a mantle. The most hidden mantle of all time. It's a beautiful painting here Bob painted back here in the corner of the room. Below it, it's called Black River, by the way. Below it are some artifacts and a photograph. Bob standing in this room. Bob and the crew showed their appreciation for each other was through thoughtful gifts. Office manager Patty Foster loved cows, so Bob gave her several cow-related items. Look at this. There's also a photo album in here. WIPB. Here you go, photograph taken right here. The core Joy of Painting team at Ball State University. Camera operator Kathy Martin, chief engineer Jim Miller, WIP general manager Jim Needham, Bob Ross, director Sally Shenick, engineer Jerry Hunt, and camera operator Richard Collins. All right, there's a little note on this raincoat, on this coat rack over here. It says some of the camera operators wore raincoats because Bob would splatter them with dirty turpentine when he cleaned his brush. I can see that happening. Bob loved to tell the story anyway. One day, camera operator Richard Collins actually wore a slicker and a rain hat as a joke. Right here. That's hilarious. Wow. Hollow ground. The joy of painting. Bob Ross. Amazing.
All you gotta do is take a little bit of color. It's a little bit lighter. Maybe you want a little hill right here. Just go. Gotta make the noise.
And last but not least, one more painting by Bob Ross. Painted right here in the room. Season 2, Episode 2. This is called Winter Sun. Completed on air during the filming of the episode. Look at that. Beautiful. This was an awesome experience. Happy I got to do this today with you guys. Filmed inside of a house. Mr. Bob Ross. Guys, I'm going to see if I can find where Bob Ross lived, as he was here for almost 15 years painting inside of this house. Where was his house, and does it still exist? I'm going to do a little research. I'm going to do some Columbo-like research skills. Okay, so I just did a little quick Google search, and I found a real estate ad from way back that advertised that you could own Bob Ross's former home where he lived during the joy of painting. So I found it very quick. We're gonna head there now. It's just southwest of us, out past Ball State University. Look at that. This is a very mid-century looking house, 5005 West Peachtree. This is the west side of where Bob Ross lived. Here you go, 405 Peachtree. Turned around. Bob Ross's former home. This is where he was living when he was painting all those paintings on the show, Joy of Painting. here on the west side of Muncie. Just imagine his Datsun truck right there. Peachtree. I'm thinking of the Peachtree Street in Atlanta. We always do the Dragon Con parade on each year. That's his window. You can find pictures online of Bob inside of this house. Very mid-century house. It said it was built in 1956. Bob would have lived here from 83 to 91. Yeah, someone lives there now. Oh, just here on the corner. Stradling and Peachtree. Very unique house. Of course, Bob Ross lived there. Amazing. Here on the west side of Muncie. Bob Ross's home. Okay, now still on the southwest side of Muncie. This old lounge here called Timbers. No, I'm not going into the bar, but I will come over here and check this roadside giant out. The backside of Paul Bunyan. Checking out, or crossing off, my roadside giant list once again. Now, I saw this when I was a kid, but it didn't look this cool. I think it's been restored. I've been fortunate enough to see many of these across America now. I know my friend Jacob the Carpetbagger has probably seen the most. It's a Paul Bunyan. Thinking of one I saw in Arizona several years back with Chris the Girl. We were out there, I think in Tucson. This one is gigantic. It's freaking huge. He's holding a couple of timbers there too in his hand. Roadside America, love it. Love showing this stuff. Just up the way and to the left a little bit, just down the way from Bob Ross's house. Check out those size 100s. That axe is big, man. I think this has recently been restored. It's in really good shape. Pizza King, Indiana staple. Had Pizza King last night in Newcastle with my mom. It was so good. And now we come to Memorial Park just north of Newcastle. This was my park when I was a kid. Tons of family memories, family outings, picnics, playing on the park equipment. So many birthday parties in this park. A lot of memories in Memorial Park. Look at that, no pun intended. No sledding. The sledding at Memorial Park is over towards State Road 3. Actually, the last place I ever sled in the snow was out here at Memorial Park on the front side. Actually, that hill right up there, facing outward to State Road 3. That way, Muncie, just over there. Newcastle, actually you can see downtown Newcastle right over there. They have been currently restoring this park. They actually drained this pond not too long ago, and they dredged it out. There was a bunch of duck poop in the bottom, and it was clogging up things, I guess. Gross, huh? When I was a kid, my mom used to bring me out here. I remember we'd take bread, and I would feed the geese and the ducks. I remember getting bit by a duck out here and it traumatizing me. I was afraid of ducks for a while. Not such a quacktastic time out here one time. It got me really good. Well, guys, I think I'm going to end it right here. I'm going to go visit with my mom in a little bit. Going to hang out with her and go to dinner tonight. I want to thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. It felt good to get back out. I didn't know how soon I was going to be able to go out and make a video. And I feel a lot better. I had a lot of fun today. I hope you guys had fun. I just want you guys to know that I'm thinking of you and I'm with you. And thank you so much for always being here. As I always say, know you're awesome. Know you're loved. And no matter who you are or what you're going through, just know that there's always much ahead. It's not just a statement. It's a way of life. Much ahead, guys. I'll see you soon. Very soon. The tail end of the train. And look at this. Mom's here.
Hi, everyone.
We just took a coffee break.
Here we go.
Tail end of the video. Now I got to get you back to work.
Yes.
Much ahead.
Much ahead.
See you guys. Love you.